our topic here is to service systems. In each case, and we do it with an own understanding of sustainability. We don't reduce the understanding of sustainability. We expand it to a steady process between ecology, economy, and also social aspects. So it's an ongoing process. And this is very important, and we are involved in our studies with systems in different systems, also as a new upcoming company. Also in this hydrogen mobility system in the Green Corridor, which was founded some years ago from Karel van Miert, I think the year 27 or so, as an EU project. The Green Corridor is going from Munich to Modena and has the main task, the main topic, to bring green technologies into these corridors. And so we are involved as a company, always involved in problems. And this problem, you know, it's the traffic in the Brenner transit route. And it's in the really sense of the word heavy traffic. We have million trucks a year passing this route, and this with an increase, let's say, from 4 to 5 or 5.7%, as I can see here in the last year. And so this problem cries for solutions. One of the solutions is, as you heard, as you know it, this construction work for the Brenner base tunnel. At the 19th of March this year, Mrs. Violetta Bulc, the EU Commissioner for Traffic, opened the main construction for the main tunnel, the longest tunnel in the world. For me, it's the most important electromobility project in Central of Europe, and this was also the reason why we presented at the same day to the EU Commissioner this hydrogen highway from Munich to Verona. It's existing already now. We have 3 hydrogen fuel stations there, one in Bolzano, one in Innsbruck, in Main area, and in Munich already exists a hydrogen fuel station, and we can drive with our cars from Munich to Modena, and the further plan is to get some more hydrogen fuel station in this area. Yeah, that's one solution scenario with the keyword electromobility. But the background why I am involved in this project is another one. I'm, let's say, a consultant of the Tyrolean government for energy strategy. So, and in this role, we have a main task for our country. Tyrol will be, at the year 2050, energy autonomous. This is a really main task, means to reduce the energy demand 50%, and we have to increase the part of the clean energy to 30%. This is the strategy of Tyrol. In this strategy we have a large transmission process. As you can see, we have to transmit, let's say, 60,000 terajoules to a scenario with 10,000 terajoules. And this is a process which cries for new technologies, like hydrogen. Why? Because we have a lot of electricity from our hydro power plants. We have amount of 1,000 hydro plants which deliver electricity with less worth in the European electricity network. And so we are interested to bring in new technologies into the transition process for this energy system. Our center, our main center is the Hydrogen Center in Bolzano from Dr. Huber. And in this center we have H2 electrolyzers, we have storage, we have fuel station there, we have buses, also cars. And if you have a look at the car situation, you can see here, this is the part of the mobility which we have to transform, and this is the part of the private cars. what you can see very clearly here, mobility is the show factor for the transmission of the energy system. And therefore, we are looking in an energy monitoring system on our values, and you can see the new registration of cars are going back in Tyrol, and the registration of electric cars is going steep upwards, and the demand of fuels, let's say, has something like a stagnation in the last years. This is very important for me because I'm coming from system research, and for me only developments are important, not the absolute figures are important, the developments of the processes are important, and therefore we are looking at such processes mainly. And a new actor in our scenario since last year is this Hyundai iX35 fuel cell electro vehicle. This vehicle is really the first mass productive hydrogen electro vehicle in the world. It has a hydrogen tank at the back. It has the fuel stack here in the front, making from oxygen and hydrogen electricity for the electric drive system. So I will not repeat the functionality of this car, but it's running in our area now. In the year 2013, I was involved with Mr. Huber. IID is this institute in this High-5, Hydrogen for Electric Vehicle. It's an EU project. And partner of this project is also OMV, Dr. Böhme, and Hyundai Europe, and they deliver into this project, I think, about 100 of cars in total. And what I did is to try to get the provincial funding for this car, and with the target that every Tyrolean can rent such a car with 40 euros a day. This is an ongoing process. At the next stage, Dr. Böhme built, I'm very grateful for that always, a fuel cell station in Innsbruck. It was opened in May this year, and at the end of this year, nowadays we have 7 cars on the road of these Hyundais. And what we did personally, together with some people here in Vienna, these cars are free from tax at the beginning of next year. Free from VAT, and also for employees which are using this car, they pay no tax. This is this zero emission story, and therefore I tried to get more cars for our area, and I ordered 35 cars from Hyundai. I got the permission from Hyundai, and our target is to bring in 35 cars more in our area next year, with the argue that we are living in a problem area, that we are living in center of Europe, that we have, let's say, an interest of whole of the world. And this curve is very important for me as a system analyzer, because everything begins with 1. Each curve in exponential way begins with 1, and you can see some drivers now. The VW crisis is clearly, we can see it on the homepage. The clicks, new fuel stations, 400 fuel stations in Germany is also very important for us. Private logistic companies are coming in and interested in our work. Press reports, congresses, and so on, like this. And the main driver, which I can see, is the Toyota Mega Factory, which is announced for fuel cell production. And then I will say the wind from the opposite is very strong until now. In the same way, firstly, it was the availability of the technology, but we can make, honestly, we can make a hook about this. We heard it on this Congress also. So the next story which we have against this H2 development is the price of the cars. Yeah, I spoke with the developer of this Hyundai 2 weeks ago in Seoul, and he told me if we produce hundreds of thousands of pieces of this car, this price will absolutely under all the prices which we deal for conventional cars now. So this is no doubt that the price will go down if the pieces are going up. This is also our story, which we discuss always. And so the competitors and manufacturers and dealers and also the unions of employees and representatives, so they are not really friends of H2 cars. Yeah, this is a daily business for me to see this. So there is something to do to convince that this upcoming technology is also an option for them. And the technology competition, that's the story with the Tesla mega factory for batteries. And this technology competition is ongoing worldwide. So it's only a question of time, and hopefully next year we will get the first Toyota Mirai to our hydrogen highway and all the others. And the highlight will be in the year 2017-18 that Hyundai will get the next version of the mass-produced car. So a second element comes in, this is the company competition, which is also very important for speeding up this process. And if you put the finger on this system, if you put this finger on this process, that means if we put the finger on the demand and the coverage of the demand, and if we support the systems, I mean, also the state should do this, so the circle will increase in this way, in a further way, and our main interest in Tyrol is to use our own resources for our own tasks and to use, let's say, our electricity for producing hydrogen. This is the main task for me in the transition process of our energy system. Yeah, and this is the situation with the fuel station. Everybody knows this story with hen and egg. We have both in our country, hen and egg. We have this, let's say, 3 fuel stations, and Dr. Böhme, OMV, is bringing up 3 fuel stations more here, I think, Linz, Graz and Vienna. And Mr. Huber, my friend, is putting his finger on this situation of fuel station also in Italy. And my company is putting the finger on this situation. We will have key areas where we produce hydrogen with our own resources, and these key areas will be such areas where we have logistic situations. We have buses which should serve the valleys for the tourism, and our understanding is to produce hydrogen and for these buses to support the valleys with mobility, electromobility. Next main project is with Enprise. Mr. Berwick, the technical director of this company, is sitting here. We will create a whole logistic situation with H2 and electromobility for a company first time in Austria. We need some support. Our partners are always Fronius and OMV. Yeah, and this was the curve in the development. In June last year, I signed the contract for 4 cars, and in November we got the first car to Tyrol, and we drove over the Brenner with the vice governor. I got the regional funding from these guys in the Tyrolean government, and our governor presented to Violetta Bulc, the commissioner at the car. We were in a dissemination process involved. Enprise got also a car with this funding, and this was the big moment, the opening of our fuel station in Innsbruck. Everybody was happy. And here the first company which got the Mr. Swarovski, Swaco, worldwide #1 in traffic, we made some dissemination. We discussed in Alpbach, in Forum Alpbach, about the market breakthrough, and we had some other events in the dissemination process in the last weeks. We got a visit from members of Thüringen, politicians, and Open Doors Day in the buildings of the Tyrolean government. We presented 4 of our 7 cars. Yeah, also everybody was happy. Thank you very much.
One question from my side. Do you really think that people will buy such cars? Because you can buy a lot of natural gas vehicles which are in serial production. They are really good, but nobody buys them. So you bring up like the hydrogen car with no infrastructure, and who should buy these cars? Or how do you think you can get into the market?
I'm not a car seller, and I'm also not an employer of Toyota, Hyundai or Mercedes. But so I'm, let's say, interested on a system development. That's my topic, and therefore I have to give some advices how we should support the system that it can be. Yeah? And in this case, we try to get it tax-free. So, and these cars cost now 65,000 euros, yeah, without taxes. Yeah? With taxes, 78,000. Nobody will buy these cars from a private point of view. But I ordered, as the first company in Austria, such a car tax-free in the beginning of 1st January. So it's interesting for companies which are interested on, let's say, sustainability and so on, for, which will give this car for employees. They get it also tax-free. And I got feedback from some managers who told me, oh, when this is the tax-free for using it for private, I will buy it. So for companies and employees of companies, it will, from my point of view, be able to buy such a car, and therefore I try to get 35 cars more for our area. So, and if you have seen the development, our 7 cars are running now. 1 year ago we had 1 car on road. So what I'm doing really is only to put the finger on this and help the industry to come up.
Any more questions?
One remark, please, to the question. In Japan, they are producing next year 10,000. In Japan, they are producing next year 10,000 fuel cells cars, Toyota. If you order now a car, you wait already 2 years for your car. So people are buying it. For what reason ever?
The reason is easy. We have some markets, let's say in California, you can see a steep increase of this development, and so Europe will also be a focus, but from Toyota we heard we will not get the car because they sold them already. Also the Australian guys there, they got from Hyundai 1 car. And they didn't understand why somebody will get 35 cars in a region where nothing is in the Alps, yeah, let's say. that's incredible. They didn't understand this, the colleagues of Australia, yeah.
As Toyota was mentioned, Andy Fuchs, Toyota, I make a little bit advertising for tomorrow. So if you come tomorrow morning, I give you a little bit more details on customers, on how we see it, and maybe it clarifies the situation, because I don't want to take too much time tonight. I think everyone wants to go now, have a little nice view.
Yeah. So this is competition alive, yeah. I told you 2 key factors: technical competition, yeah, Tesla, Toyota mega factories, and now company competition, Hyundai, Toyota. So every story is beginning is this way, and afterwards we don't know. Your wife will be happy with an H2 car, perhaps in a few years.
Thank you very much, Mr. Fleischhacker. I think this beautiful presentation inspires hot discussions all through the evening. Thank you very much.
I will make chocolate now for my wife. Yeah.